hand. Russia and Ukraine have accused each other of violating separate ceasefires declared by each side to cover the celebrations of the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany. The Russian Defense Ministry reported more than 1,000 violations in the conflict zone, while Moscow's mayor said the city had been targeted by drones since the ceasefire began at midnight local time, 21 GMT Thursday.
On a Tokyo street corner, in the pouring rain, a swelling crowd gathered with drenched placards and sodden flags. On one of them was written just 2 words in big, bold Japanese kanji characters: "No war." It's a sentiment that is gaining more and more volume in Japan, which is currently witnessing its largest anti-war protests in decades.
And Pope Leo XIV and US Secretary of State Marco Rubio met on Thursday during the latter's trip to Rome, with hopes of improving relations between the Vatican and Washington at a time when United States President Donald Trump has repeatedly attacked the pontiff. On Friday, Leo marks his first year leading the 1.4 billion member Catholic Church.
After slowing Russia's rate of advance over the past several months, Ukraine may have tipped the scales in April and recaptured more of its land than it lost, according to an analysis of battlefield positions. The Institute for the Study of War, a Washington-based think tank, said it had observed evidence that Russian forces suffered a net loss of 116 square kilometers, 45 square miles, during the month. The Ministry of National Health Services, Regulations and Coordination, and National Database and Registration Authority, NADRA, on Thursday signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, to strengthen the digital system of the Prime Minister's Hepatitis C elimination program. The MOU signing ceremony was held at NADRA headquarters here and was attended by Federal Health Minister Syed Mustafa Kamal and NADRA Chairman Lieutenant General Mohammad Munir Afsar.
More than 500,000 students failed matriculation examinations across Pakistan during the 2025 academic session, according to a report released by the Inter-Board Committee of Chairmen, IBCC. 24 News reported on Friday Punjab recorded the highest number of failed students, with more than 358,000 candidates unable to clear the exams.
And meteorologists are warning that a rare and powerful El Niño event could bring record-breaking heat across parts of the world this year, with experts saying it may become one of the strongest such events. Since records began in the 1870s, El Niño is a natural climate pattern that develops when sea surface temperatures in the tropical Pacific Ocean rise above normal levels. The event typically occurs every 2 to 7 years.
Punjab Health Minister and Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Disaster Management, Khawaja Salman Rafiq, has said that protecting people from financial and human losses during the monsoon season is the top priority of the Punjab government, adding that all relevant departments are fully coordinated for flood prevention efforts across the province. He expressed these views while chairing a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Disaster Management at the Provincial Disaster Management Authority, PDMA, headquarters on Thursday. Pakistani farmers may soon be able to replace costly chemical fertilizers with a bacteria for alternatives $602 per use, and has the potential to improve crop yields while reducing input costs. The idea is based on 40 years of research by Brazilian microbiologist Mariangela Hungria, who was recently awarded the World Food Prize for her work on soil microbes that naturally enhance plant growth. Actor Melissa Barrera, best known for her roles in the Scream film series, was let go from her role in the latest film after she publicly criticised Israel in November 2023, just over a month after the country launched its devastating war on Gaza. Now, she's speaking up in an interview to Variety on her journey from the depths of Hollywood's cancellation purgatory back to the studio and eventually to Broadway. She said she had conflicting thoughts when the situation was unfolding, alternating between the idea that her career was over and a belief that the tide would turn eventually, which it did.
And Islamabad. Flight operations at the Islamabad airport may be affected due to operational reasons from May 8 to 10. The Pakistan Airports Authority, PAA, notified in a notice to airmen, NOTAM, on Friday. The NOTAM said flight arrivals and departures could be delayed because of operational reasons from 10:45 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. on May 8 and between 8 p.m. and 9:15 p.m. on May 9 and 10.
Iran's conventional navy warships might be largely destroyed, but analysts say that's never where its true sea power lay. The country's ability to credibly threaten commercial ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz actually hinges on multiple layers of cheap and unconventional warfare systems: drones, mines, and a fleet of small attack boats, which are harder to detect than traditional naval assets.
Health authorities are monitoring a growing hantavirus outbreak linked to a cruise ship, with a new suspected case identified among a British national on the remote South Atlantic island of Tristan da Cunha. The UK Health Security Agency confirmed on Friday 2 British cases connected to the outbreak on board the MV Hondius and said it is assessing an additional suspected infection on Tristan da Cunha. Officials have not released further details about the new case. The United States and Iran have exchanged fire in the Strait of Hormuz, prompting fears that the already fragile ceasefire between the warring nations could collapse. The flare-up in fighting on Thursday came as Washington awaits a response from Tehran to its latest proposals for an agreement to end the war, which began with joint US-Israeli airstrikes on Iran on February 28.
The Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ, has demanded a public progress update from United States authorities on the FBI probe into the Israeli military's killing of Palestinian-American Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh, 51, who was shot dead in the occupied West Bank in 2022. In an open letter to the Department of Justice, DOJ, and FBI Chief Kash Patel, the CPJ said on Thursday evening that the effectively stagnant status of this case is inconsistent with ensuring the security of US citizens anywhere in the world.
And Sindh Senior Minister and Transport Minister Sharjeel Inam Mimon announced plans to introduce more electric vehicles, EVs, and double-decker buses in Karachi as the provincial government moves to expand public transport services. And the announcement came during a meeting of the Transport and Mass Transit Department chaired by Sharjeel Mimon. Transport Secretary Asad Zamin, Sindh Mass Transit Authority SMTA, Managing Director Salimullah Odo, and other officials attended the session. And the Punjab Disaster Management Authority has warned of above normal temperatures and increased rainfall across parts of Punjab during May, June and July, raising concerns over heat waves, flash floods, urban flooding and windstorms. And according to the PDMA's seasonal weather outlook, northern and northwestern Punjab are expected to receive above normal rainfall over the next 3 months, while eastern Punjab may see slightly below normal rainfall. And central Punjab is likely to experience near normal rainfall.
Flight operations at Islamabad International Airport may face disruptions between May 8 and May 10 due to operational reasons, according to a notice to airmen, NOTAM, issued by the Pakistan Airports Authority, PAA. The PAA said arrivals and departures at the airport could be affected during specific time windows over the 3 days.
And the Punjab Home Department has launched prison welfare stores in all 9 central jails across the province, allowing inmates to purchase daily use items at affordable prices. Task Force on Prisons Chairman Rana Manan Khan and Home Secretary Dr. Ahmad Javed Kazi inaugurated the first prison welfare store at Central Jail Lahore on Thursday. And former Pakistan's spinner Saeed Ajmal has urged the Pakistan Cricket Board, PCB, to support mystery spinner Usman Tariq amid ongoing discussions surrounding his bowling action. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Pak Passion, Ajmal reflected on his own experience of being banned for an illegal bowling action and appealed to the PCB to stand behind players facing scrutiny. And a Vatican statement after Pope Leo's meeting with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, which said the two had pledged to improve bilateral relations, was a recognition of unprecedented tensions. Insiders and analysts said Rubio's meeting on Thursday with Pope Leo, the first US Pope, garnered wide public attention as President Donald Trump has repeatedly attacked the pontiff over the US-Israeli war on Iran. And British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and his ruling Labour Party have suffered heavy early losses in local and regional elections. Counting shows so far demonstrating deep voter anger with his government and raising new doubts about his future just 2 years after a landslide general election victory. The anti-immigration reform UK party, led by Nigel Farage and whose popularity has soared over the past 2 years, is the main beneficiary of Labour losses so far. And United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour Party is bracing for heavy defeats in local elections, with Reform UK poised to make gains across the country, according to early results. Labour's woes were already evident as the country woke up on Friday morning, with the governing party losing more than 258 seats and Nigel Farage's Populist Party, Reform UK, gaining 382 seats by 9 a.m. local time, 08 GMT. And Mukalla, Yemen, when Abdullah Salem raised his fare by 100 Yemeni Rials 006 on a routine afternoon trip from the eastern outskirts of Yemen's port city of Mukalla to the city centre, passengers pushed back immediately. And they shouted at me. The 55-year-old driver told Al Jazeera as he prepared for another trip. I told them it's not my decision, it's the government who have hiked fuel prices. The Yemen Petroleum Company, YPC, and controlled by the internationally recognized government, has announced a new round of fuel price hikes in areas under its administration, a move that analysts say could accelerate inflation and deepen economic hardship across the country.
Punjab is likely to announce early summer vacations for schools as rising temperatures and heatwave warnings begin affecting academic activities across the province. The possibility of intense heat, expected Eid al-Adha holidays, and weather advisories issued by the Punjab Disaster Management Authority, PDMA, have prompted discussions on closing educational institutions before the usual schedule. In its latest advisory for May, June and July, the PDMA warned that temperatures across most districts are expected to remain above normal.
And Punjab Chief Minister Mariam Nawaz on Thursday ordered a strict crackdown on corrupt officials of the Punjab Enforcement and Regulator Authority, PERA, following growing complaints of bribery, unlawful operations and public harassment. Chairing a meeting to review the authority's performance, the Chief Minister directed all PERA field personnel to wear body cameras by June 30, 2026 to improve transparency and accountability.
Pakistan fast bowler Shaheen Shah Afridi achieved a major ICC World Test Championship milestone on the opening day of the first test against the Bangladesh national cricket team at the Sher Bangla National Stadium. The left-arm pacer became the first Pakistani bowler to complete 100 wickets in the history of the ICC World Test Championship.
And police on Thursday arrested 23 suspects during a crackdown on illegal shisha cafes and guest houses in DHA, Clifton, Boat Basin, Darakhshan and Gizri areas. Officials said police seized hookahs, flavours and other banned items during multiple raids. Boat Basin police raided a property in Clifton Block 5, arrested 3 suspects and recovered 7 hookahs.
There was a time when seasons in Pakistan arrived with quiet certainty. They were familiar, predictable, almost routine. Today, that rhythm has broken. Summers stretch longer than they should. Winters retreat without warning. Rain no longer arrives with balance. It either delays or arrives in force. This is not only a change in weather, it is a deeper shift in how life itself is being lived. Japanese gaming giant Nintendo said on Friday that it will hike the price of its Switch 2 gaming console as memory chip costs soar, warning that net profit would fall 27% this year. Sony, whose PlayStation 5 has already risen in price, was more upbeat, projecting a 13% rise in income, but still with falling sales of its aging console.